Hey there, this is Greg Hasty with CFN Media. We're reporting here today from the NCIA's CannaVest series in San Jose, California for 2019. I am here with old friend Scott Jordan. Scott, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you? Good to see you, Greg.
Doing well. Always a pleasure to talk to you. And
Thank
I know you're here today with some exciting news of a new company you've developed.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about it.
Sure. Thanks very much, first of all, for having me here. The name of the company is Alternative Finance Network, AFN for short. And what I did was I created a company that there's a tremendous need in the marketplace for entrepreneurs in the cannabis space and hemp space to be able to obtain financing. And I wanted to create something where it would be the best of breed, where like a lending tree, you would go ahead and come into the network, provide some information. The network would then deliver cannabis-oriented lenders that have already been vetted, because I've been doing this now for 5 years, and I've got a vetted group of lenders and funding sources that can provide debt-based deals for leasing of equipment, working capital, revolving loans of credit, project financing, as well as real estate. And I know that there's a large need in the network for debt-based solutions as the network is growing and as the industry is growing. And so I wanted to be able to provide that for borrowers that want to preserve their equity instead of having to give up equity in order to get the assets that they need.
Interesting. And currently the landscape of borrowers attracting investors, how is that currently being produced, and how are you kind of elevating that experience?
So, currently many people are going out to either friends and family in order to raise money, or they're going to equity providers because they feel that that's their only choice. However, there is a small cadre of lenders that will go ahead and lend to cannabis businesses that show that they have the ability to repay. And why, if you need an extraction machine, let's say, or packaging equipment, why give up equity for that if you can finance it through debt? So we've got a number of lenders that will lease equipment and will provide access to capital, where you simply take out a loan like you would with a bank, and you pay an interest rate, and then you own the equipment, at the end of the lease term there. And so it works out really well for everyone to be able to have access to that type of capital now.
Interesting. And do you think that's a much better path or a stronger benefit than giving away equity, which I think a lot of companies end up doing, with not thinking of the financial repercussions in the long run of something like that?
Right. Well, if you look at the sky-high valuations that companies are getting these days, particularly the companies that are public, 147 times revenue.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, even if you paid 18 or 20% interest, it's way better for you in the long run to be able to simply preserve your equity, not dilute yourself, not bring on additional investors that may have a little different agenda than you have, and simply to finance it through a normal type of a loan. And what we do is, because I've been doing this for 5 years and have done a little over $31 million in the industry, on 75 transactions, I know who the good players are and I know who the bad players are, and can get not only the best possible rates out there because of the network effect, but also put you as the borrower in the driver's seat, because anytime you have choices, you're the one that's in control, as opposed to you going to just a single source where you're then subject to their terms and their closing.
Of course. I'd love to hear a little bit about what benefit AFN provides to lenders as opposed to going a traditional route.
Sure. Well, lenders want to get deals that are vetted, teed up, clean, with all the documentation. As a lender, it's very difficult, and it takes a lot of time in order to get all of the documents, the tax returns, the personal financial statements, all of the rest of the docs. What we do is we provide quick and easy access. We know what it is that they want, and they can simply deal with us, as well as tell us, hey, I'm only interested in doing deals between $250,000 and $750,000, so they don't see a $5 million deal with someone then wasting their time. We allow a streamlined process for them. We also give them very good deals that we know the borrower has been vetted and has not only an interest in moving forward with the transaction, but the documents are there in place.
Yeah, I love it. So it's nice because it's like you're taking a lot of the weight off of both lenders and borrowers that traditionally is out there right now.
Correct. We save them money in terms of not having to have a junior person go chase down documents and have the lender be shopping for amongst a bunch of different choices.
Yeah, I love it. Super exciting. What do we have? What are we looking at right now? Where are we in development? What are we looking at next couple of years for AFN?
Sure. Well, we're doing a soft launch right now this week. Our website is being finalized, so it's still under construction. We're testing our concept out with some of the folks that I know here at the NCIA, and so we expect to be operational around August 1st or so. So you hit me at a perfect time to have you on the show. We think that this is going to really be a model, again, similar to a lending tree, where you're going to come to one source and be able to get all the things that you need. And phase 2 is going to be where we're going to help borrowers obtain business credit. So, one of the challenges in the industry is people don't have a Dun & Bradstreet number, they don't have a Paydex score, and so they don't have the requisite information that a regular business would have or a non-cannabis business would have to be able to obtain business credit. We want to help them do that. We want to help them to be able to build up their trade lines so that a year from now, they can then apply for business credit without having to necessarily provide a personal guarantee and be able to get access to the best possible rates as well as the best possible products, including revolving lines of credit, and other products like that. So we're really excited about the launch and really glad that CFN would have us on their telecast.
Of course, always a pleasure. So Scott, where can people get more information once the website is settled?
Sure. The website is going to be www.alternativefinancenetwork.com. We also have a short URL, altfinnet.com, so altfinnet.com. You can get more information there. You can always also hit me up on LinkedIn. I've got a prominent profile there as well.
Perfect. Scott Jordan, always a pleasure.
Hey, thank you.
Congratulations on the new business. Really excited to see where this develops. And thank you for using CFN as your first announcent out there.
Love CFN. Been seeing you guys since the show in LA, that CWBC show.
You saw me when I was a baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Scott Jordan, again, thank you so much. So that's altfinnet, altfinnet.com, as well as alternativefinancenetwork.com, and we'll have that below so people can get the spelling. Visit us on cannabisfn.com to stay up to date on the latest cannabis business and investment news. And I'm sure we'll talk to Scott soon and see how things are going.
Great.
Thanks again, guys. We'll catch you guys later.